What is up, guys? Happy Wednesday. If you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Naja, aka the Voodoo Child, and this is a Tribe T segment specifically about toxic parents, okay? Heavily inspired by my Jeanette McCurdy book review that I just did recently, and I just wanted to read some of you guys's toxic parent or narky parent stories. So here we are today. This is a live stream, so please excuse any technical hiccups as long as you can hear my audio, or if you hear my audio mess up, like, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. But again, this is a live, so we do have our chat here. Hello, everybody. I seen some people say it's their birthday. Happy birthday to any. It's Virgo season now, right? Happy birthday to all the Virgos out there. Shout out to all the familiar faces I'm seeing. What's up to OOTW? What's up, Anthony? La Mama Chicana. How are you? I've never seen you before. I just really wanted to say your name. Shout out to Nayala. Shout out to L, Charlotte, Zanae. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. And Jamila and Jay. I feel like Whitney Houston when she was just like, and Ori and Phyllis and Kitty and Ebony and Mango and Bree. And let me stop. Okay, so you guys get the shtick. It's live. Shout out to all the Virgos. If you are a Virgo, please put your sign in the chat. So I see a lot of you guys are like, oh my God, I should have written in. I should have written in. You still can. I usually show this at the end of the stream. But if you guys would like to send in your own toxic parent stories or anything, you could send it here to my email. It's also in the description. It's tribet@shopvoodoochild.com. There are rules. I usually don't do this till the end of the stream, but I just seen a few of you like, damn, I should have did it. So I just wanted to, let you guys see how you could. And also, did I put an ad up for this calendar? I hope this isn't old. If it's old, I apologize. Yeah, this is old. The site is definitely open. I just wanted you guys to know that you could still order this calendar because a few of you guys were hitting me up like you got paid right before I took them off the site and you couldn't get them. So I just want you guys to know the calendars are available along with other little doohickeys that I have. I'm constantly adding onto the site bit by bit. If you follow me in my artwork, you know that I mainly do like a big launch during like Halloween. And I just like to, upload my little art every once in a while throughout the month. So if you guys are interested, you guys can still go and purchase the calendar with free shipping, amongst other things. But yeah, enough about me. Enough about little old me. And yeah, if it's choppy, again, apologies. Hold on, I want to see if I could do one more thing. Okay, boom. Sorry, it might have been a little choppy because I was playing my video. But again, as long as my audio is fine, I am happy. So let's get into these stories. They're all lengthy. That's why I'm only going to be reading 3, which I'm not surprised that they're going to be a little lengthy because, again, it's about, narky parents, right? Shout out to the anonymous donation. They said, I love your videos, and my name is also Naja. Well, shout out to my fellow Naja out there, whether you're a Naja, a Najee, a Nadia. Shout out to you, okay? Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. So the titles of these videos are called Tribe T, I Got Mommy Issues Too, The Reason I Have Daddy Issues, or it could also be titled The Time My Dad Lied About Having Cancer. Sir, do you have no fear? Like, that's a whole different level of toxic. I didn't even finish reading that title. That is a whole different level of toxic. Like, what is wrong with you, sir? And the last one is Tribe T. I actually miss my toxic Caribbean mother, okay? And the daddy issues one, the one with the dude with the cancer, he has screenshots. I'm not surprised because that's really freaking bold. That is some bold mess. That is some bold mess. Right? Y'all, well, anyway, we about to get started. Make sure you get your water bottles, your Capri Suns, your wine, whatever you need to, relax, your Blizzy, whatever, Jello, I don't know, some Skittles. And yeah, we're about to get on into this. Obviously, by the title of the stream and the thumbnail and stuff, if you are like actively triggered by topics like this, maybe this isn't the stream for you. It just felt weird diving back into Tribe Tea after reading that book, especially when I know so many people struggle with that, and you guys have, you know, written in. I just can't read that many because it is long, but you know. Also, my dog is in here. So if you hear any foolishness, it's her. She can't help herself. It's like she wants to be by me, but she just doesn't know like how to do that without okay, there we go. She chilling. All right, so the first one we're going to be reading is Tribe Tea. I have mommy issues too. So, hey, Naja, I am an Aries. I'm not going to say their name, only because they didn't tell me if they want me to or not, and I feel like sometimes people be talking to me a little bit too on personal time. But they are an Aries, so if you're an Aries, make sure you drop your sign in the chat. Shout out to all the Aries out there. I have been watching your channel for a little while now, and I really started watching heavily in March when the pandemic hit in 2020. Well, thank you so much for sticking with me. I look forward so much to watching your Tribe Teas and the other videos on your other channels. Well, thank you so much for looking at my other stuff. That actually means a lot to me. Anyways, I am watching your Tribe Tea right now about the girl and her mom not letting her go out and hang out with her friends. I don't remember, but hey. It inspired me to write this because I can completely relate. My mother is a Capricorn and I am her only child. Shout out to all the Capricorns out there, especially my Capricorn girls. So me and my mom have issues because I feel as though she is too strict on me for no reason. These motherfuckers. Excuse me for one moment. I wish I had like a little screen or something. Tell me why. I'm so sorry to the person whose story this is. Tell me why these people were supposed to pressure wash my house 2 weeks ago and my door downstairs is special. And I already know I have freaking water all in my freaking entranceway right now. And I hope y'all can hear me downstairs because that's real messed up. How y'all was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago. And now I got water all in my freaking front shit. And that shit stank. And I have a dog. Like, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to be right back. Y'all, Jesus, I ain't never sprint so fast in my life. I thought my whole living room was water. I done banged my head. Y'all, hold on, I gotta catch my breath. This is supposed to be the toxic parent stream, not like the Naja Olympic runner. Like, bitch. Oh my God, bitch. Y'all don't understand. They sprayed my patio and like it was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my God. Bitch. That's my exercise for the week. My hand is fucked up. Now I'm about to have this gnarly ass bruise on my hand. Y'all swear I be being dramatic, but like this is really my life, bro. Like anyway, hold on, let me. Who? Are you good, sis? You good? Okay, the dog's good. We're good, okay? Damn. Anyway. Let's get back to this damn story. I'm sorry, y'all. That was crazy. Like, out of all times, too. And I knew... Girl, anyway. Y'all talking about I missed it. What happened? Don't worry. Don't worry about it. So, let's get back to our girl with the Capricorn mother. Jesus. So, she's just letting you know that she is 18. She has straight A's. She's in the student council. She's in the National Honor Society. She runs a woman empowerment club. She volunteers at school. She be volunteering at church. What could your mom technically say that you're doing wrong? I'm so confused. All of my mom's friends say that my mom has it made with her child because I wouldn't get into any trouble at school. I love to clean. And you know what? Kid loves to clean and stuff. Damn. So what is your mom's problem with you? But anyway, my mom and I have issues because I feel like she wants me to be a kid forever. A kid forever. I just got chill bumps because remember in the if y'all go watch my Jeanette McCurdy video, that's what these narky mamas be wanting to do. Even if you do everything right, they just want you to be a child forever. Right, about to get all the scholarships. I would get a scholarship and leave. I feel as though she thinks I'm 9 and don't need to be doing anything. Every time I ask for something, she is just difficult. Like, I can't even hang out with the 2 friends that I have been friends with since the 6th grade. And she knows their parents, and they talk frequently without her trying to verify that that's what I'm actually doing. Once I was at my friend's birthday party, which she knew I was at. And afterwards, since we were in the student council, we were going to help clean up the prom. Damn, you just in every activity. I keep forgetting y'all can't hear that, but they going ham with this pressure washer, y'all. Anyway, so my phone began to die. That's like the worst thing you could do when you have an over-the-top, overprotective ass parent is for your phone to just die. But honestly, it's probably like the best thing to happen so you could breathe. Anyway, so I called my mom on my friend's phone to tell her my phone was dying and that I was going to spend the night at a friend's house because prom was going to be over late and my friend's mom did not want her to drive us home that late. And my mom said, okay. So after we clean up for prom, so mind you guys, she's 18, but she's a senior in high school. So after we cleaned up for prom, we went to my friend's house who lived closest to where the party was being held. And I put my phone on the charger, which was not close to me because this is not my home, and I went to sleep. Now, you know this psycho behind lady is going to think that you've been kidnapped, put in a white van, and, like, trafficked or something, right? Like, you know that this lady is going to think that you're dead, right? Or that you're in jail. She's going to be calling the hospital, like, I went to school and stuff with people whose parents are like this. Like, they will, like, you better, if you know your mom is the type where if your phone dies, she's going to think you better not go to sleep at somebody else's house with that shit dead. Like, and that's a good point. Push and please said in the chat. It's really given like, I really don't mind being put in all these activities because I don't want to be at the house. Like, don't blame her. I wouldn't want to be at that bitch either. So, next thing I know, my friend's mom is calling my friend to tell me to call my mom. My friend's mom was not home because her mom was in the hospital and she was with her, but my friend's stepdad was watching us. My mom was blowing up my phone and I called her and she's yelling and it's 2 a.m. She knew exactly where I was and I literally called her to tell her the plan and she said, no, I didn't. And she came to pick me up in the middle of the night from my friend's house that we've known since 6th grade. And I've been to her house like 100 times. The whole car ride was just her yelling at me. And I'm crying because I'm just trying to sleep. I couldn't imagine, no, for real. Like, you get woken up at your sleep and she's just screaming at you. So we get home and she is still yelling and saying, I didn't tell her the plan. Another thing about my mom is that she just says no to stuff just because. She literally told me, no, I can't do something. She doesn't want me to think I could do what I want. So before I even get into like depth on this, because there's a few more instances, y'all, I am so sorry. Like, I really hope y'all cannot hear these people pressure washing my house. Like, they said they were not going to be here, bro. They said they was going to be here like 2 weeks ago. Like, I am so sorry if y'all can hear that shit. But before I could even get into like the meat and potatoes of like what more, because she got paragraphs of instances, but so far it's just giving I'm not ready to let you out the nest. And like it's just given I'm not ready to let you out the nest, which is not abnormal for a lot of parents. But what isn't abnormal, oh, okay, so y'all can't hear them pressure washing. Okay, bad. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know. Anyway, I just really feel like these are just like growing pains for real. Like, I feel like this isn't something I know, baby. Like, she's over here like, bro, like, do you hear these people outside our house? Like, what are they doing? How are you not done yet? Like, go away. You are so embarrassing. Go away. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, y'all. I'm kind of torn on this because I don't want to be one of those viewers that be like, oh, this is high school as fuck. But it's just like, I don't know. At this point, I feel like this is one of those mothers that when you do come into adulthood, you have your own space, your own place and everything. You're really not going to mind too much. You know, you're going to be like, damn, they were just overprotective. You know, I'm good. I learned how to be who I am now because, you know, shout out to girl groups deserve more. I definitely agree. We need more girl groups in the U.S., period. They said, what's goody, Naj? I finally caught a lie. Well, thank you so much for tapping in, and thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate you. I know this live's a little rambunctious, but yeah. But yeah, thank you again. You guys don't have to donate, but I really do appreciate it when you do. I appreciate it because sometimes YouTube be demonetizing these lives, so I appreciate it. But yeah, bro, it's just giving coming of age so far. Like, your mama not pretending to have cancer. Like, does that make sense? Like, the person whose story about to read next, they over here lying about having cancer. Like, now that's bad. You know, like, so far your mom is just being a mega helicopter parent. She says that the only bad thing that she does is talk back. She always wonders where I get it from, but I mean, I learn everything from her. And then she says, it's always some stupid mess that she wants to try to beat me for. For example, okay, now that's not okay. You shouldn't be beating on no kids, especially you got grown, like teenage children. Like, stop. What are you doing? So, for example, when Miss Rona hit, we had a virtual learning and limit to screen time. We don't have to log into class on Wednesdays, but some teachers still want us to take attendance. I only have 4 classes, blah, blah, blah. One of my teachers really on attendance, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I forget to take it on Wednesday because it's my day off and I'm not worried about school. But because I forget sometimes, she will mark me absent, even though technically we don't have class. And because my mom be on me for no reason, what are you doing? I know. You said because your mom be on me for no reason. She over here yelling because I didn't do it, my attendance. Yeah, like, girl, I really just feel like all of this stuff is going to pass, like, once you come of age. Because nobody's going to give a damn if you was in that 7th grade virtual meeting. Like, oh, no, she said stop emailing my teachers and stuff. Like, it's giving hover parent. Emotionally smothering hover parent. Like, she says another thing is my mom thinks I'm the worst ever. It makes me feel unloved. She never tells me that she loves me. And I feel weird when other people say they love me because I don't think I could feel love. Well, that's really sad. That makes me feel sad for you. Every time my friends hang up the phone with their parents, they say I love you. But they even do it with me too, and I just feel weird. Now, I will agree, I grew up in a similar space where, like, my mom didn't say she loved me either. So, like, when I did get into, like, feminine spaces, and I noticed that was, like, a thing, you know? And I was like, oh, snap. You know, I don't know. It was just like, oh, snap. Because I know as a a femme or whatever and you go into masculine spaces, they usually don't say I love you to you. They'll say I love you to each other, but usually not to you because, you know, I mean, societally it'll mean something. It could mean something else. But then I peep like with like my girlfriends, it's always like, oh, love you, blah, blah. And I'd be like, what? But they're not being like, you know, romantic or anything. It's just, you know, I don't know, but I get what you're saying though, where it's just like if you're used to being treated like crap and you're not used to it at home, then you just don't know what it looks like on the outside. I really hope that you get some help though later to really unpack it, because the last thing you want, like I mentioned in the Jeanette video, is to get further down along in life and then you end up with like really bad anxiety, depression, muscle spasm, like stuff like that, you know, because of how you were raised emotionally, so like suppressing your emotions. And then also I get perfectionist vibes from you. You have a perfectionist of a mother. Like that can take a toll on you. It really can. It really can. Shout out to Kaylani in the chat. Thank you so much for the donation. I love your name. Gracie, thank you so much. So hold on. I lost my spot. Hold on. I'm over here talking about my damn self. But she's basically saying that her mother, you know, provides for her financially and everything, but like she always just calls her ungrateful, doesn't really show her love, doesn't really give her emotional support. And she said, I try to talk to my mom about things that bother me, but she's just always mad because she feels like I'm interrupting her show or it's late or blah, blah, blah. And when I always cry, so now I always cry when I talk about my feelings and I can't help it. So again, not a therapist, right? But usually when you're somebody that like cries, when you're talking about your feelings, it's usually because when you were a child, you were not allowed to do that. Does that make sense? Or you were shamed for doing it. Because, and since you're still in your mom's house, I'm guessing you're still in the shamed for doing it phase. And then when you get out into the adult world and you're independent, hopefully you don't, but you know, with therapy, you can get better, like training, self-help, stuff like that. You might tend to find yourselves getting into disputes with people, like friends or stuff, and you'll get angry, you'll start crying. Or like you'll get into a dispute with a coworker, you start crying. Like, man, look. She says, I just keep hoping that one day I'll get into college and move far away. But even then, my mom said she's going to be checking on my grades and making sure I'm in class. And she feels like she has that right because I use her information to apply for FAFSA. Girl, you didn't have no other choice. That's what she said. I didn't have no choice. We live together. Like, what? Like, no, I'm about to go to college and get far away from you. Right. She said, it's not my fault that you fought for custody of me and had to raise and pay for the child that you had. I mean, that's tea. I'm not even going to get the FAFSA money because she makes too much for it, only for us to be in the household. Like, I don't know what to tell you. My mom also was not letting me get a job. Yeah, it just sounds like she's really trying to control you. She does not want you to get out the nest. That's what it's giving. And I feel like once you get out the nest, you'll be able to really dissect the real issue. But as of right now, I feel like it's a power dance, like a power and control dance. She said, at this point, I just want to be happy, but my mom is controlling my life. Like, I just want to be able to go out with friends, wear what I want to wear, not get in stupid arguments. I'm so close to being like, F it and do what I want because I'm not even scared anymore. I just want to get a piercing. I just want to do some stuff. Okay, so I'm about to just tell you the tea. And I know you sent more stuff, but like, I get the gist. I think I'm ready to give you some really solid advice here. In conclusion, she's like, look, my mom's friends say I'm all good. I just talk back sometimes. But if my mom doesn't let me do the stuff I want to do, I'll either wild out in college and end up pregnant and have piercings and tattoos all over. I don't even want to wild out that much, but I will just to prove that her being this strict and hovering over me and controlling me did not do me any good. She always says to me and her friends that she is trying to get me to college without debt and be a working adult. But I literally have all the work skills to be successful in college, but I don't know life itself until I've lived it and learned it. Girl, I'd rather be in debt What she said? She said she would rather be in debt, girl. I'd rather be in debt and happy going to college than at a school that I hate and drop out. Like, she needs to let me make mistakes and stop telling me to do something because it's only going to make me want to do it more. She's just ranting about her mama right now. She's like, look, I'm tired of this. I feel like I'm only my grades. I want to be more than the smart girl. My mom only posts me on Facebook about my grades. Yeah, it's giving narc. It's giving narc. It's giving narc. But anyways, this was too long. I just need to let it out. I literally only have myself to talk to because obviously she won't let her talk to nobody. So look, here is my advice for you. If I were you, I would move like you're with an abusive husband or something, right? And I would slowly prepare for my getaway. You are a very, very smart person. You are a very smart girl. So I'm sure you've already figured it out by now. You sent me this some time ago. But just for anybody that's currently in this situation, I'm going to need you to move like, you about to leave your husband. I'm going to need you to have a bag that you're like overtime packing. I'm going to need you to be utilizing your school resources, like the guidance and stuff, so you don't have to involve your parents on getting the schooling. And unfortunately, little sis, being in debt and being happy in school doesn't exist for us. That's some shit. I'm sorry. I thought that way too when I was your age, and then now I'm in debt 20 bands, and I just ended up going to the community college anyway, girl. Like, just do what you can do to get the hell out of that situation. I would advise taking something that you could just get the hell out. That's all I'm saying. Because I would start saving now. I would start doing, like, I would literally start getting a bag and start moving, getting all your stuff together, preferably on campus housing, stuff like that. You are a smart girl, and you don't have to while out in none of that. You could get a different name for yourself. How about independent? You know? And once you do everything for her, there's really not gonna be much for her to even talk about. Like, what are you gonna talk about? I don't get it. Here, I'm gonna open up the chat. Sorry about all the noise during this story. Hopefully you guys like got the gist. It was getting a little high school for a little bit, but I kind of wrapped it up. But yeah, being in debt definitely adds extra stress. It's not fun. And if anything, it'll make you run home to your mom quicker. Like, Charlotte says, start saving now. I agree. Zanai says, my mother doesn't even let me save money. Child, look. So this is what you do. You're 18. You go and you open up your own account, bro. You open up your own account. Shoot, you can even go to the supermarket sometimes to open up a little account. Collect your quarters. Any little pinch pennies. Save up. Save up. Mango Fairy said, girl, I know you need to vent, but don't do shit because of your mom. Keep in mind, this is still your life. That's what I'm saying with the whole, I'm about to wild out and do all that. Who are you proving that to? You're not proving that to anybody. If anything, you're proving your mom's suspicions were right the whole time by doing that. Trust, you will have certain experiences, and I'm glad that you're aware that because you were sheltered, you're going to have to be very cautious with these new experiences because they're going to be a little bit more enticing to you than the average person. But I wouldn't just submit to, like, fuck it, I'm just going to, you know, like, don't do that to yourself. Don't go full Skins UK, aka Euphoria. Like, don't do that. Saturn's Orbit says, let her pay for college. That's what she's supposed to do. Ride it out. So I want to say that, but financial abuse it's giving financial abuse. That's why I'm like, I could see the mom popping up on her, being in the dorm and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. And she already said the mama's got her disqualified for the FAFSA anyway. Yeah, bruh. Kaylani said, parents are hurting as much as us. That's what I'm saying. Yo, and that's why I said, once you get out of that environment and you start living independently and the whole, like, mothering a helicopter parent shit dies out and then you're left with the real hardcore issues, then we can get somewhere, you know? Because you're right. A lot of us have a hard time realizing our parents are people. They're adults. They're two people that decided to have you, okay? They have problems, they have traumas, all that stuff. It's not an excuse, but you can't really unpack it when you're still in a juvenile setting for survival. You're desperately clinging to get the fuck out of the nest. So it's really hard to unpack stuff like that when it's actively happening. But if any of you guys have any similar stories. Oh, and by the way, I love your pink car. I scrolled down and saw the pictures. Like, oh my God, it's so freaking cute. Like, you are so adorable. But if any of you guys have any similar issue, like, if any of my freshmen in college out there, and you have a hover parent who's borderline narky, but I mean, you can't really dive into that because, again, we're having a juvenile moment, coming of age moment, I should say. How did you maneuver that? Because I feel like deep down we all fear like disappointing our parents or them hating us. But it's like, bro, watch. Do what you want to do and watch what happens. Like, they're not going nowhere. They're not going nowhere. It's really up to you to, But let me know. Let me know what you guys think about that. And what would you do if you're in that scenario? Or what have you done if you were in that scenario so you could help somebody out that's listening? So, let's get on to this next story. This trifling man talking about my dad lied about having cancer. Like, sir, you're going to burn in the fiery pits. Hey, Naja. I have been debating telling this story for a long time because, honestly, it traumatized me. And this is exactly why I have trust issues as well as daddy issues. And I feel like when I tell people in my life outside of my family about the situation, they think I'm lying. I honestly wish I was lying, but this real life happened to me. This is going to be long, so I really hope you read it on the live. Oh, here we are. And I hope I'm not too all over the place. So let's get into it. Trigger warning, I mention abuse. Not too in depth, but it is mentioned, okay? Okay. Oh, and shout out to Ty in the chat. How you doing? Shout out to you. So, my biological father was never around, and I was physically and emotionally abused by my narcissistic stepfather until my mom and him had a very, very messy breakup when I was 17. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. They split on the day after Christmas, damn, because he put his hands on my mom. Oh, after Christmas? You couldn't even let the Christmas spirit linger for 24 hours. You had to go do that? Wow. He did it at the time in front of me and my 1-year-old brother. And my mom told our cousin and they called the police. And that finally put an end to all the abuse. Thank God. Since my father figure left my life and I was curious about my biological father, I found him on Facebook. Oh, Lord. I found him the summer after graduation and we called and texted about 3 times a week. And eventually I was busy with work and a semester in college, so I couldn't call and text him as much. I should mention that he lives in Arkansas and I live in New York State. Damn. We live like 10 hours away and I'm actually closer to Canada. So fast forward, I'm 19 and I'm working home due to C19 and he calls me while I'm working on the clock and tells me that he has pancreatic cancer. Sir, I have never seen him in person before. And at that point, I don't want my first time seeing him to be his funeral. So I use my PTO and I visit him. Wow. I stayed for 5 days in the middle of a pandemic and I had to quarantine for 2 weeks. Also, keep in mind that both my sisters graduated that year from high school and middle school and I missed their graduations because of C19. But here go lion ass pop pop. Wow. Oh my God. That would have made me so freaking heated. Because it's like, bro, I just met you. Like, these are my girls. Anyway, I stayed in a hotel that time and we went sightseeing while his friend Bob, he was staying with, drove us around and we hung out at his friend's house and he was staying at. At the time, I was focused on just making up for lost time and I ignored the red flags. The red flags, honestly, and things that like man, this is really going to be hard to say, but it's the tea. The first red flag was that I'm hitting you up. Like, let's just keep it cute. Like, you knew you had a kid. You knew I existed. You know how dads love to do the phone works 2 ways. Well, you grown, and I just got grown like a few hours ago. Like, those are the red flags for real. Well, she said, let's get into the bright red flags that I couldn't see. He said he was staying with his friend because his air conditioning in his apartment was broke. I was told later on that he was evicted because he was not paying the rent. Child, lying. So he already showing signs of just like, I don't know, flighty behavior, I guess you could say. I have no idea if that's true or not, but till this day, he denies it. He also, well, if you're going to lie about having cancer, sir, like, I doubt you pay your rent. Anyway, he also drank a beer every time I was with him, and if it wasn't beer, it was an energy drink. I'm convinced he substitutes caffeine when he's too broke to buy beer. Damn, you reading him? Damn. At one point, he asked me to stow away his beer in my purse. Mind you, because he wanted to drink in public. Mind you, he lives in a very dry county, and I never heard of before even visiting this deadbeat. That's what we're going to call him, a deadbeat, she said. Child. But it is when the country, yeah, I know a dry county. We got a dry county right over. It's basically the whole county you cannot sell alcohol. And it's usually in some like hick town shit where it's just like Bob keeps running into the supermarket, drunk driving, like type shit. So he has to travel a good 25 to 40 minutes with no car to another county to buy his nasty ass Busch Light beers. Ugh, or some Steel Reserve. Lord help him. He told me that he bought me a car for when I finally have my license. His car and my car are both conventionally in the shop since he crashed it and my car needs work. Later on, I find out that he's never been seen driving a car. And he doesn't even have a car for himself and definitely doesn't have one for me. When I was at the airport getting ready to go through TSA, this fool asked me for a few dollars and some cigarettes. I should have peeped by then that my dad is a broke, lying alcoholic with mental health issues that he needs to address. But I was just blinded by wanting to have the dad I always imagined. That is so sad because that is the tea. That is the tea. Unfortunately, when the deadbeats want to come back around, bro, you start feeling like homies. And you don't realize you're not supposed to be homies. So he lied about a lot of unnecessary things. And before I get into the second 10-day long visit to Arkansas, where I finally realized he was lying about damn near everything, I need to tell you about my sister. My dad told me that I have a sister who is about 5 months older than me. I added her on Facebook and eventually sent her a message because I love my siblings and I always wanted to have a big sister. I am the oldest sibling on my mom's side. I have included screenshots. Please share them with the tribe. The dark purple are from my sister and the white is from something else. I don't know. But here, I have this one. Which one is it? I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. She says, hey, I'm sure our dad has mentioned me. I just haven't known what to say, and I'm nervous and excited that I have another sibling. I would like to get to know you and build a bond since we are sisters. I'm sure of it. We look too much alike to not be related, to be honest. It's fine. I'm sure everybody got too much to like. It's fine if you aren't comfortable with that, though. I get it. It was just surprising to me, too. Tell me, wait, what? I'm sorry. I'm confused. Who is your dad? Yikes, that's not a good sign. And she said deadbeat. She said deadbeat. I'm deceased. So then she's like, who is your dad? Hold on. Okay. He said, who is your dad? Deadbeat. Oh, love, I am so sorry, but he is not my dad. But I can still be your sister if you want. That is so trifling. What type of brownie points does he get for saying that that's your sister? Like, does she know him in real life? Like, what is that even about? Oh, wow, because he told me that you were his daughter. Sorry about that. I'm sure you were confused. He might have mistaken me for someone else, maybe, but it's okay. I don't talk to my dad, so that's why I was confused. Like, she's like, look, my dad's a deadbeat too, sis. And what? She's like, I'm still waiting on my I'm your daddy message, and you over here talking about I'm your sister. She said, oh, okay, that's probably it. Well, me and my father have to have a little talk, but I still hope you're well, and you are gorgeous, by the way. Yeah, we got to keep it cute because she didn't know. She didn't know. She didn't freaking know. He might have mistaken me for someone else, blah, blah, blah. Same to you. Stay safe during all of this mess. It's getting worse by the day, and thank you. You're really pretty, too. When you add me, I was like, wow, she's pretty. Man, I know you're going to have a good day. So, yeah, we got a little friendship out of this, which is really good. No messiness. Really cute. But what that did reveal is that this man's a liar. This man's a liar. So I decided to not speak to him about the messages because I hate confusion. It was a bad move, really bad for me to ignore that. After visiting him, I looked into taking paid family medical leave through my job so I could spend time with my dying father and get paid. I should have known by then he was lying because he would fax me the paperwork, and when I mailed it to him, he said I never got it. So I decided I would visit him and get the paperwork myself and come back to Arkansas. Leading up to my second and final visit, I was very depressed, and I was using alcohol, the devil's lettuce, and bad decisions to cope. I was most definitely spiraling. I ghosted my therapist. Damn. Stopped taking the meds, broke up with the boyfriends. No regrets. I was crying a lot to the point that I needed to leave work early because I just couldn't stop. I even cried on the phone to my dad once, sobbing, telling him that I wish we had more time and venting about his cancer. Oh my God. This man is hell. He's just gonna act like he's not harming you. So, fast forward to November and I'm 20 now. I'm an October Libra. I go to, shout out to all the Libras, by the way. Make sure if you are a Libra, drop your sign in the chat. So this time I go to Arkansas and I'm staying at his apartment instead of a hotel, and he has company. And also it's my first holiday with him, Thanksgiving. He and his ex's little brother and his pregnant girlfriend, we're going to call them Romeo and Juliet, and her 2 kids. And they're in their early 20s like me. Before I even boarded my flight, my dad already annoyed me. 2 days before leaving, I couldn't get in contact with him, and he told my mom that he was in the hospital. Oh my God. Surprise, surprise, he was not. He lied. I didn't have Romeo and Juliet's number, and his friend he was staying with before he couldn't get in contact with him. I didn't know the address. I even contacted my uncle, his brother in Tennessee. He said he didn't hear either. I called every hospital in the area. Didn't hear from him. So I ended up calling the police. They get back to me the next day, one day before I leave, to tell me he is at work. I call his job, and he tells me he broke his phone. Girl, honestly, I would have ghosted. Like, I know that your emotions were high, though, because you thought he had cancer. But I'm just like, bro, you're being shiesty. You're being weird. And, like, real shit, you're a stranger for real. Like, you're a stranger. Like, what? So, the day I land in Arkansas, Romeo and Juliet are supposed to pick me up from the airport. And I call my dad. He's refusing to give me their number. As soon as I get in the car, Romeo warns me my dad is drunk. Oh my God. So them true colors coming out. One, a lot of the things were discussed in that 45-minute car ride, and I will list them. One, the sister my dad pulled out of thin air is in the Army, and he told them she was visiting, not boring old call center employee me. Romeo and Juliet asked about me being in the army, and I could never do that type of work. Shout out to the troops though, but that hurt my feelings. Yeah, so she sent a picture. Her and the girl do kind of favor each other. They do. It's really odd. 2, my dad has had 2 different women over in the past few days and talks to multiple women on the phone, whoring it up. 3, he doesn't have cancer. They've been living with him for about a month and he has never been to the doctor once. And 4, he is a drunk. If you haven't peeped, that man is a drunk. I would have been like, and I get you say you didn't have the phone number, but I'm like, y'all couldn't have DM'd me this before I flew my happy ass out here. Like, y'all couldn't have seen pictures of us on Instagram together and been like, oh my God, this is so messed up. Like, all this lying for what? So as soon as I get to the apartment, this fool's pissing me off. He's drunk, slurring, loud, woman on the phone. I couldn't even put my suitcase down. Mind you, there's an hour difference and my body feels weird. It's 10 p.m., but it feels like 11. I'm just feel weird from traveling. And he keeps trying to have a conversation. All I want to do is sleep. Also, the whole visit, I slept on the couch, and my dad slept on the other. The little girls and the couple were using both bedrooms, Romeo and Juliet. At one point in the trip, he tried to get the room back from the little girls, but I told him to forget it since he should have had that arranged from the jump. Exactly. Anyways, I went to sleep considering booking the next flight back home. Let me also let y'all know, I decided to use this trip as a tolerance break, and little did I know I really needed that Mary Jane more than ever for the trip. I was going through a little withdrawal since normally I'm using every day. The next day, my dad was on his BS and he brought a woman over. Like, sir, I am over here. Like, I do not want to meet your little girlfriends. A different woman, too. Juliet told the woman she was not the only one, and I didn't see or hear about that woman ever again. On day 3 of the trip, I told my dad his drinking makes me uncomfortable, and he said he will calm it down. Now, you know he ain't about to stop his ways. It also happened to be the day Romeo and Juliet took me to a birthday party, and I got stupid drunk and was stumbling everywhere. And Deadbeat called me a hypocrite, and he was not wrong. I'm glad that you're acknowledging that, because when people have certain problems of that magnitude, just because you don't have a problem does not mean that you can stoop down to their level, because their illness is going to justify it, and they're going to take that moment and hang it over your head forever. They're never going to let it go as long as that little addiction demon is in the back of their head. Like, right, she made it to day 3. That's what I'm saying. She made it to day freaking 3. Oh my God. She said her thought process was, I took PTO, so I'm about to treat it like a vacation. But it was miserable. I'm going to fast forward to when I'm introduced to his serious girlfriend, Karen. Karen was really nice and welcomed me with open arms into her home. She lived closer to the airport, so we decided to stay at her house towards the end of my trip. I really like Karen, and I felt bad that my dad was playing her. I was about to say, he got a girlfriend, all these bras he on the house. And then how does Karen feel about him living like this? I really like Karen, and I felt bad my dad was playing her. So one day we go out to breakfast at this cute little cafe, and I tell her everything, except that my dad is talking to multiple women, because I felt like I was overstepping my boundaries. But looking back, I really wish I would have said something about the women, because maybe she would have left him. I think so too. But honestly, no, I take that back. I don't think so. Because Miss Juliet seems to really love being the bearer of bad news. She loves, like, look, you cannot have your cake and eat it too and live with me. I'm letting everybody know that you are a cheater. So if she's never come around Miss Juliet, she don't know. But if she's come around Miss Juliet before, she know that her man is a drunk cheater. I asked her not to tell him anything I told her because I did not want the drama. But she did anyways. So I have that text message as well. I was really confused on who was what. But I asked her not to tell him anything because I didn't want the drama, but she did it anyways. And my dad started trying to prove to me he was not lying about anything. So like here, I'm going to show the text because I almost showed it earlier by accident. So you said he's disproving some of his lies and lying about others is pissing me off and I'm ready to go home. Well, I told you not to bring my name into it, and you did. We live here. He will kick us out. And you told him I said all those things. Who are you talking about? I'm so confused. He asked who told me, and I told him it was Juliet. Oh, so you were talking to Karen about things that Juliet told you, minus the cheating. I get what's happening. So that Juliet is the black text and you're the purple. Juliet said, I told you not to bring my name into it, and you did. We live here. He will kick us out. And you told him I said all of those things. It is what it is. He just told blank. And you said, I'm sorry. He just asked who told me all this. And she said, tell blank to answer his phone, trying to call him so we don't get kicked out. Thanks. Now I have to find somewhere to live. Damn. Okay, but realistically, sis, Miss Juliet, and not saying that you shouldn't have been, gossiping, especially, you know what I mean? But Miss Juliet, you got your kids around an alcoholic. You got your kids around a womanizing alcoholic. That's not very healthy. A womanizing alcoholic that constantly kicks your children out of a bedroom so he can go be in there and do whatever God knows what. Like, I'm sorry, and I hate when people be in these type of gutter-ass situations and try to act like they gutter-ass ain't bathing in that dirty tub, drinking at that dirty faucet, foot dragging it right along with them. Like, bro, don't act holier than thou and you right with them type shit. I was not expecting him to be the homeowner and kick them out. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be talking shit about nobody, no matter how much I disagree with their lifestyle. I'm about to do what the hell I got to do for me and my kids and get the hell out. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that drunk Pappy done kicked him out. Have you heard from your dad? Damn, a whole month went by. He moved in with a girl, but now wanting to move back out. Juliet, how old are you? You said Juliet is your age. Juliet, I'm going to need you to go lean on yo man. I'm going to need you to lean on Romeo for real. Like, and get your kids out that environment. Her dad is living a bachelor lifestyle. Obviously. You need to get your kids and leave. Weird. Bit weird. She said, I still feel bad about getting them kicked out. The last screenshot was from Juliet. Deadbeat kept calling people he knows on speakerphone and saying, tell her I'm not lying. And this went on until the last day of my visit. One last day, when he was extremely drunk, he accidentally called me Katie, who is the daughter of a woman he dated. And that really hurt my feelings. And when he brought me to my Uber, he tried to help carry my suitcases and was just stumbling all over the place. The Uber driver got out and put the suitcase in the trunk. The last time I spoke to my father was when I was waiting in Atlanta for my connecting flight. After the call, I felt drained and just decided I'm not trying to talk to him until I'm ready. It's been like a year since the trip in November, and I haven't spoken to him since. He still talks to my mom and tries to pass messages to me, like saying he got me a Mercedes. Like, I'll believe him, but that's my story. And sadly, everything I wrote is true. And my life is a dramatic-ass lifetime. And thank you for sharing my story with the tribe and keeping me entertained with your amazing content. And here is a few pictures of me. Yes, we are hair twins. We got the same color. I know that's right. You're so cute. But I'm sorry, I can't get over it. You and the military girl do look this, like, y'all look like kin. It's so weird. I feel like his drunk ass was probably scrolling on social media one day and saw her and just telling people that's his daughter. Like, the hell. So, oh damn, I forgot to hear. Hold on, maybe I could like slick put this on. I forgot to put this up because she sent me some updates. Hold on. I'm about to send this over to the other computer. Because y'all got to see this. He keeps telling people that that's his kid to the point where this girl had to go on Facebook and make like a formal announcement that, like, yeah, no, that's not my father. This man is unhinged. I don't know him. Like, what the heck? I'm about to just read it because it's taking a little while to send, probably because I'm on live. So, little update. She said, I forgot to send a screenshot of my sister posting about being his daughter. She says, stop telling people I'm your daughter. I have been told by 2 people now. 2 people. I have been told by 2 people now that you are saying this. Quit it. You are not my dad. That is weird, and I don't know you. Stop trying to scam people for money. For money? What? She said he was asking the church to help pay bills due to his cancer. And he also asked Romeo for money for his daughter in the army since she lost her card. So that's why when they picked you up from the airport, they thought you were in the military. But obviously it's not true. Oh my God. It's so messed up. But she tagged him to let him know, I'm not your daughter. This man is crazy. Crazy. So crazy. Yeah, y'all do look similar. Your sister and her, y'all look similar. And they have the same name. I just really think he's on some drunk stuff and he just thought that was that. My advice to you is you might just want to cut him off. I know that you're yearning for a father figure, but he's not a father, bro. That man a sperm donor. Like, he doesn't love himself. He don't respect himself. He's out here dwindling away, lying through his teeth, and drinking beer through the same 2 front teeth. Like, it's giving Arkansas realness. You need to leave that shit where it's at. I feel like this is just going to end up hurting you more in the end. And I think at the end of it, you're going to realize that you may have been better off without him, trying to involve him, you know? Because that man ain't right. That man ain't right. He's too dramaed out. You got all these strangers around. It's just weird. Here, what do y'all got to say about this? I'm about to put the chat on the screen. That's the end of the story. Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like he just needs to be left in the past. Like, and I'm surprised your mom hasn't told you that. Like, just on some real shit, like, hey, bruh, I mean, there's a reason why he ain't around no more, you know? But, I mean, it's not like your mom is A1 at picking him, according to you, right? But let's see what y'all got to say. Yeah, he's lying to get by. He definitely is. Pusha Please said he taking the shackles off his feet so he could scam. He just want to rob them. Exactly. Mango Fairy says, low-key wondering why he was able to text your mama with this behavior. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand that either. That's really weird. But it seems like he's calling up every woman up and down town. It wouldn't surprise me. Casey says, moral of the story, if bio dad doesn't contact you, don't ever contact them. I learned that experience also. There's a reason why he hasn't contacted you in years. Best of luck. I definitely agree. That had not happened to me personally, but just seeing my friends, you know, they reach out. When we reach out, when the kids reach out, when we reach out, 10 times out of 10, it's not going to be good. 10 times out of 10, it's not going to be good. Even if they are square as hell, no drugs, no nothing, they still were not prepared for you to be in their life. They were not prepared for that. They did not want that. And if it was up to them, waking up the next morning, you not being there would not be like this huge shock, if that makes sense. Rochelle says, some of y'all ain't got no home training and it shows. Not the tribe or corn gang. The rest of y'all trifling. Who is you talking about? Who is you talking about, child? Oh my gosh. Shout out to the corn gang and the tribe though. Jay said, it's so sad to witness people deep in addiction. He's living crazy. No, dead ass. He really needs help. Definitely the ghetto. Damn. Let says, my bio dad didn't even know my birthday. Man, look. It is what it is, man. Exactly. If they could, they would. If you catch yourself trying more than the people who brought you in this world, bro. I don't even feel bad about cutting them off, like, for real. This is giving so much more harm than good. He could have cost you your job. He could have cost you your living situation. Like, it could have got really, really bad, you know. But make sure you guys leave some advice in the comments if you've been through something similar. Have you tried to reconnect with a parent, and like what was the results, whether it's a mom or a dad? I was just watching Raising Kanan the other day, and it just made me think about how, like, you know, the girl Jukebox, her mom wasn't on drugs or nothing. She was in the church. She was doing good. Shoot, she lived in the same state as her daughter. She just didn't want to be a mom. Like, it's fucked up, but some people, it's that childish. It's that, like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. Yeah, I tap out. I give up. Like, I'm over it. And it's just, it's messed up. It's messed up. And old little Jukebox, you know, crawled back, and I'm pretty sure, and I'm not saying any spoilers because I don't know what the hell happens. I mean, well, I know what happens to her because I watched the Power Universe, but it's just like, it doesn't make it feel any better because now it's like, okay, well, what was keeping you? What was keeping you from getting me? Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't know. Let me know, y'all. Let me know. We're going to get into this last story, okay? And it is called TRIBETEA. I actually miss my Caribbean toxic mother, okay? Shout out to all of my Caribbeans in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to you guys. Trigger warning. She said no details into the triggers, but trigger warning. Well, then how are we going to know? All right, y'all. I'll just heavily read, okay? Hey, Shug. You can call me Toriana for the sake of this video. I've been watching you for 3 years. Thank you so much. I just want to say that your energy is very genuine, and I see the beauty in you inside and out. Well, thank you so much. That is so nice. So this is extremely hard for me to talk about, but here goes nothing. I actually miss my toxic mother. By the way, I am a Pisces with a Scorpio moon. Oh, damn. And the mom is a Virgo. Damn. Shout out to all of my Pisces, Scorpios, and Virgos out there. Shout out to all of y'all. And shout out to all my Caribbeans. Y'all in the chat talking about, I am not tapping into my, no. Oh my goodness. So, my father and sister are Geminis, though. Shout out to Geminis. I put toxic in quotations for my mother because I honestly hate the overuse of the word. But I don't know how else to describe all of this since I was young, and she always had this thing towards me as if she was in competition, which I truly don't understand. She would say things to me like, that's my man, not yours, in reference to my dad. Ew. Happy birthday to T Money in the chat, by the way. Shout out to the Virgos. That is so nasty. I hate when I see, even like on TikTok or Instagram, when I see girls like playing with their babies like that. Like, oh my God, look at her. She already stealing him from me. Oh my God. That's her dad. Her dad is supposed to give her hugs. Her dad's supposed to rub her little baby feet when she just got done running around the playground. Like, that is a daddy-daughter thing. Stop. Like, ew. I was a daddy's girl when I was very young. So that, and I would just always be around him. So that's why she'd say that. She would also force me to get relaxers from that same age. Damn. Until I was about 12 because she said my hair was nappy. Wow. But she herself was a licensed cosmetologist who specialized in styling and with haircuts. So, but she would always make comments about my skin being darker in comparison. Like, I never understood. See, this is what I don't get about not just Caribbean people, but any type of colorist ass person in general. Or just hating ass mamas in general to little girls. Okay, you're a cosmetologist and you over here bullying your daughter about her hair. You don't think the world is looking at you like you're twisted? You don't think the world looking at you like that? And then, colorist bitch, what you think was gonna be the outcome of which I'm really sure is having a child with your dark skinned man? What the fuck did you? Disgusting. At the time, my dad would take many business trips and wasn't home. And I was all, damn, so she was just home with her, just berating you. I also wasn't comfortable expressing my feelings to him, to be honest. Growing up, he was never really emotionally available and would drink heavily, but would still make time for me and my younger sister. That's sad. My sister was extremely close to my mom, and my mom was close to her as well. They were best friends. So the Gemini sister is besties with the Virgo mama. So, due to the nature of their dad's career, we moved a lot. And I'm saying moving from states to states and regions to regions. What was even more upsetting was the fact that my mom would help other kids. She would give some of the less fortunate kids at schools groceries and clothes, help out at fundraisers, and even as a co-captain for an acting club. I never understood why she was nice and hot to them and cold with me. That is a common tactic I like to use as the mommy dearest, one of the mommy dearest tactics. Like, and before I get into it, shout out to Victoria. Thank you so much for the donation. This is her 2 cents. She said, so she's going to make fun of her daughter, but she laid down, had a baby with a black man. Thank you. That's all I be confused. I'm like, what did you think was going to, you had a baby with a black man. As a Dominican, I've definitely experienced this from family. And I'm sorry you had to experience that. And it's very common in the Caribbean communities, you know, regardless if you are Haitian, Jamaican, or Puerto Rican, or, you know, it just seems to be running rampant. And it's just a little remnants of slavery that people swear we don't still got going on. But to project your own daughter to that and start that insecurity in the home as a black woman yourself too, like it's just, that just makes me really upset, and it's really disheartening, and this bitch is a mess. But thank you so much for adding that in and for the donation. Y'all do not have to donate, but again, I do appreciate it. But what I call what she just did is like the mommy dearest, one of the mommy dearest techniques. Do you guys remember the scene in the movie where Christina had that huge birthday party and the mom said, okay, Mommy Dearest said, pick one toy that you really like. And she picked the one toy and she said, bet, we're going to donate all of these toys to these less fortunate people. And of course, as a child, you're going to be like, those are mine. Like, what? What? And no, because the mother's going to flip it and be like, well, you're more fortunate. You're being selfish. These kids don't have anything. And you have all this stuff. So yeah, no, don't feel weird for feeling like something is off with that. It's very performative. A lot of narcissistic people perform. They are very, very obsessed with their outer appearance and their reputation. Like, they guard it with their freaking life. Like nobody's business. And I don't use, and like how you said you don't like using the word toxic, I don't like calling people narcissists. I don't know where my book is at right now. I whip it up all the time. Emotionally immature adult or adult children, whatever. I'll put it in the comments. I always mess up the title. I think it's Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. There is a spectrum of emotional immaturity, whereas the highest is being emotionally immature and the lowest being like a personality disorder of some sort, whether it's like sociopathy, narcissism, or stuff like that, right? So when somebody is showing emotional immaturity, especially with the way that social media is today, people tend to go gun for narcissists. But this lady, she's shown multiple signs already. You're doing competition. You have a golden child. Boundary pushing, incestual, sexual, like with your dad, that was weird. Territorial over her mate. She sees you as a competitor to in that way, which is even more weird. The nice nastiness of the outer appearance, like, and that's just 5. We're not even done yet. That's just 5 traits I've clocked. Fast forward, now I'm 13 and I'm getting into social media. I use it as an outlet to seek attention, a family, and a way to talk to other kids dealing with what I was dealing with because I was getting bullied at school. I met a man in his mid-20s. He was really nice, and one day I decided to meet him. No. Long story short, I'm pretty sure y'all can assume what happened. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm assuming this is the trigger that they were talking about. And when they told their mom what happened, the mom said she was lying. Well, I want you to know, I think you're being dead ass, because that whole interaction of how you were even got is how kids today are still getting got. Shout out to Ari. Thank you so much for the donation. They said, I love you so much. You're my wife in my head. Well, thank you so much, wifey, for the donation. I appreciate you guys so much. I just feel so bad when I find out that y'all go through such painful stuff, because it makes me want to fight more for kids and stuff. And like, but when you've been in this situation, like, you see how hard it is. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's like a fantasy of wanting to save the children. And it's just like, kids are just so precious and the world is just so fucking evil. It's just so fucked up. That event was the beginning of a deep depression for me, which I've been diagnosed with now, and I am managing it. Well, that's good. After that instance of her not believing me, all we did was fight. I was never good enough for her perfectionism. That's another thing that narcissists have, because they care about outer appearances. Her perfectionism rubbed off on me, and I struggle with being very hypercritical with myself. And I started learning how to read the fuck out of a motherfucker and started checking and reading her for filth, period. Get her together. It was very stressful. As I started getting older, things got chaotic. I started dating and having issues picking good boys who weren't emotionally and physically abusive. And my parents' marriage of over 20 years finally began falling apart, and it began falling rapidly. I even saw my dad throw a wooden dining room table at her. And I even see my mom pull out the knives. Oh my God. Through this, we all grew closer. What? What is going on here? Wait a minute. So your parents are divorcing. So because your parents are divorcing, you and your mom grew closer. I get it. So now she is shifting her game pieces. Your mom has deemed your father disposable, obsolete. Now she's looking for a new person to soothe her emotional sides. I know this must have been a very confusing time for you. And I highly recommend that you read that book that I'm talking about. I think this would be really good for you. If your therapist hasn't already suggested it. Because when I first talk about that book, I'm like, it's the basic bitch book of self-help. Because I really thought that everybody saw it. But so maybe you have seen it. But anyway. So now I start confiding in my mom from my abuse in my relationship. And she confided in me about the abusive relationship between her and my mother. And enmeshment and emotional incest is exactly what's going on right now. It was hard at times because she was so open. That's the other one. Okay, so when you do the tag team, when they do that switcheroo on you, and why I said it gets so confusing is because everything that you're about to experience right now from this phase is everything that your Gemini sister has already been experiencing. Very no boundaries, uncomfortable, probably really disgusting shit she never wanted to hear about her father. I'm not going to say which one of my parents is like this, but I do have one, and I have to check them repetitively. Like, I don't want to hear about certain stuff when it comes to, because I get it. Yes, I respect you're an adult as well as my parent, but I'm not your little friend. That's the only way I can explain it, is I'm not your little friend. And usually when narcs do the switch out from black sheep to golden child, they start treating you like your little friend, and they start telling you stuff that could really like kind of fuck with you. It's like, ew, I didn't want to view that person that way. I didn't want to, like, So yeah, that's what they do. She was so open with her marriage to the point that I started to hate my dad. Yep, it's working. She working you. But we would have good times during this period, and I hang on to it so closely. Eventually, my mom packed up my sister and I and left my two younger brothers with my dad. I know y'all hate when I do that, but I'm really shocked. Cause you know, I'm technically I'm second gen. I'm second gen Caribbean. I don't know. It's just like you took a Caribbean's man's daughters away from him. I don't know. Like, I don't know, child. So they left the two younger brothers with my dad and we moved in with my great aunt. Turmoil started again. I was 16, 17 and skipping school to work full time because the whole family made me pay bills. Wow. They got you paying bills up in that bitch. Should have just stayed with you. Should have stayed. But I get it. Table throwing daddy, knife wielding mama that's being real nice to me after belittling me my whole life. Oh my God, the person who told me that I could never do anything right, they finally think I'm doing something right. I see why you picked it. So manipulative. Your mom sucks, bro. And I know that me saying that is triggering something inside of you because that's your mother and you love her and you probably really don't want to hear me say your mom sucks. But I want your inner child to hear me say your mama suck. Because your mom sucks, bro. She really fucked this shit up. I wasn't making enough money, so I started participating in sex work. Oh my Lord, have mercy, bro. Oh my God. And you want her back in your life? This is too much. Did your therapist say that that's okay? Your therapist greenlit this? That she could... Oh my God. So once I started doing sex work, I really started bringing in the money. Started bringing in that work. Started bringing in that cash. What do you mean? So everyone was happy about the money I was making except for me. My mom was stealing my money. Bro, I'm sorry. At this point, I'd be like, Mom, me and you are friends. You're going to have to catch this fade. You're not even being a parent. Like, we're friends at this point. I'm over here selling my biscuit to pay. No, you're about to come in the living room. You're about to catch this freaking fade. Everybody in the house, come on. Everybody in the house, come to the living room, family meeting, and then we're going to square the fuck up and I'm going to give you your fade. Because, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is not healthy at all. So my mom was stealing money, and I still don't even know why. Because once I paid my great aunt's bills, I would give her a couple hundred just for living expenses because she did not work. One day I was in the bathroom and I found pills with her name on them. I looked them up and it was for severe bipolar disorder, and the other one was for schizophrenia. Damn. I saw this therapist, psychiatrist on YouTube. I forget her name. She's the pretty Indian lady. I can't remember her name right now. I think her name's like Sandra or something. She describes personality disorders and like mood disorders as like, when it comes to a mood, you could still have both, is all I'm getting to, what I'm saying. But she used a really good example of like, your body is the forest, and the climate, like, is it raining, is it a drought, is it hot outside or whatever, that's the bipolar. Does that make sense? It's such a hard example. I really can't even figure out how to explain this, but she worded it so beautifully, where it's just like, bipolar is how you're hardwired, and then I feel like I'm butchering her quote. I feel like I'm not even doing it justice, but this is so sad. She said I broke down. I've never talked to her about seeing the medication, but I started grinding even harder and started to research reputable therapists to get her in whatever she took first. Eventually, I got tired and fed up and moved out on my own at 17. Pause. So you were doing sex work as a minor and your mama knew. Bro, I'm sorry, but like, even like, I'm sorry, bro, but like, you might not need to fuck with her for some time. I don't know how old you are now. You are 23 now. Fuck no, bro. Like, you need more time. Your mom got you messed up. Your mom was pimping you out. She was sitting at home with her legs in the air while you worked the webcam, the street, whatever illegal shit you did. And I'm just in shock right now. I'm just in shock right now. I'm just in shock. You were 17 and you moved out. Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't. That's like some like legit forgiveness. Like, that is some like work. That is some like, okay, I've gotten myself together and now I'm about to go get you the fuck together. You already moving on some like, I need to get her help and all this. Baby, she already got the medication. She's seeing somebody. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. This is horrible. I feel so bad for you. I can't even imagine like the trauma. Like, I'm just really glad that you're seeing somebody and you're talking to somebody that has like professional knowledge of how to like adequately help you, because this is ridiculous. So I ended up graduating. Thank God. So proud of you for that. I ended up graduating and moving forward. My mother and I have gotten into spats around the time before a huge blow up when I was 19 and another when I was 20. I am now 23 and have not spoken to her until for a few months, and when I cave and decide to call her. People in our family told me she has not been well, and the conversation with her was very different. She wasn't speaking in coherent sentences, spoke very, very flat, and in a way as if running thoughts. It was heartbreaking, but also nice. So basically, you think that she's off her medication right now. That's the vibe I'm getting. It was heartbreaking, but also nice to hear her voice, and she finally told me she loved me and was proud of where I am today. I am currently the owner of 3 businesses. Congratulations. An investor of binary options and long-term stocks. Let's go. And I am now in a happy and healthy relationship of 3.5 years with my partner, who makes me feel the love I have always yearned for. My little sister and I are best friends. That is great, because I was really worried about that, because usually, you know, when parents put the kids up against each other, it can be a little hard for adult siblings to reconnect. So I'm really glad that you guys are in a good place. But yeah, she's, we're best friends. Life's overall amazing. But I still have this emptiness that's becoming more and more overwhelming as time goes on. My partner and I have agreed to invest money for therapists for both of us because we desire children and want to break from our toxic cycles. And, you know, kudos to y'all for actually sitting down as a unit and saying, hey, we should both get freaking therapy before we have a kid. Because apparently these days, that's just some like wild concept. And trust me, I understand not everyone can afford therapy, but like at least admitting that you need to start doing the introspective work on yourself. You're hitting on 30, like you can't keep saying, oh, I was raised that way, so that's why I act like when you get to a certain age, the world really is not going to give a fuck about that your daddy punched you in the back of the head, or that your mama hit you with the brush when she was brushing your hair and called you nappy headed. Like, they're not gonna care about that shit when you're in the real world, and it's up to us as adults to unpack that shit before we bring in more humans to hold on to our stuff. Man, I'm just not ready to let go yet, I guess. It's hard to talk about all of this, and I even broke down and cried and had to put this tribe tea aside multiple times for a little smoky break. My questions for you and the tribe are: 1, what are some organic ways on coping with this. I am very self-aware and spiritual. Should I focus more on my spirituality to overcome this? 2, how can I leave her for good? I know this may be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like we are in two completely different spaces, and I'm done catering to her even though I relapse and desire to call. 3, what would you or the tribe do if y'all were in my situation? So number 1, are there organic ways to cope with this, i.e. being self-aware, spiritual, and everything? I would highly advise getting that book. I always talk about that book, Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. You know, it's a spectrum of emotional immaturity. I would read that. I would just get brushed up on books about maybe schizophrenia and bipolar, just so that you can get some tools and like you're more equipped with that. Because I mean, studies have shown that that's kind of like genetic, right? I mean, God forbid your child might have a mood disorder or all the way to a schizo disorder. You never know. So it's just really good to be read up on stuff like that. Even read books specifically on maybe bipolar parents, schizo parents, or children. Read books by people of children who were raised by people like that, you know? Because as for spiritually, I don't know about all my ladies out there, but specifically when it's your mother, it is spiritual. And I get why you said spiritual, because our ancestry is motherhood. I know we're in this toxic patriarchal BS, but the roots, sorry, hope the stream don't get cut out in my Ariana Grande voice. God is a woman, and the matriarchy is very, 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 very important. Go watch Encanto. Go watch it. Watch it if you haven't. And I strongly believe, especially in people of color, like, that is a spiritual wound you're going to have to heal, you know, because when your mom does pass, when she does get old and she does pass, she is going to be you on this side, and you're going to be her mirror on that side. You just want to understand the demons, especially because you're 23. There are going to be some more demons that you're going to be unearthing as the path goes on. Like, you're literally at that point. Like, you're at that point where things are about to start unraveling into where you could finally chill the fuck out and dissect yourself. It seems like you're there. You got your business, you got your man, y'all, you know what I'm saying? You moving forward, you're planning, getting in therapy. So, yeah, I really feel like this is the time to, you know, really buckle down on learning your curses. Because all that stuff they teach us about in school, about like the curse and all that stuff and family curse, like, it's real. It's real. It's real, and you carry it on subconsciously. So if I were you, I would get read up on like books on bipolar, schizophrenia, being a child raised in those environments, like look up those things. I would get that book that I just suggested, The Adult Children of Emotionally Immature People. I'd even watch some YouTube videos of like, you know, stuff like that. If you can't, I don't know, maybe join some groups too. That's organic ways. Now, number 2, how can I just leave her for good? Honestly, I'm going to need you to actually block her, because it seems like you're the person reaching out to her because you care more about her. You know, I don't know. I would definitely stop that, because energy is reciprocated, right? And actions speak louder than words. You could say that you love me, but you're not showing me that you love me. You get what I'm saying? And you're showing that you don't even love yourself. You're not on your meds, you know? Like, it's just a sad situation all around, right? But, yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Jamila. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate you always. They said, just giving my offering, sis. This tribe tea has been very therapeutic. Well, thank you so much. Sorry for the tech issues. My hand still hurts. I hurt myself trying to run up these damn steps. There's people pressure washing in my house. If y'all weren't here from the beginning of the stream, y'all gonna have a treat when you run that shit back. My hand looks like I've just been boxing a bitch. It looks like I just punched a girl in the face. Like, which I would never do, by the way. I would never punch a girl in the face. I would never punch one of the girls in the face. But anyway, how can I leave her for good? Yeah, you're going to have to block her. You're going to have to, even if you want, because I'm telling you right now, what she's going to do is when she does block you and then like out of nowhere, she gets out of her own fog and she realizes like, damn, I haven't heard from this person. She's probably going to blow you up I would definitely just start over and just like cut cold turkey, change my phone number, let my business colleagues know I got a new phone, like, and just leave it for real. And she just says, what would we do if we were in her situation? Here, I'll put the chat up. But I honestly would change my number, cut her off, read up as much as, and you know, to be honest, because I can't help it, this is just how I am. And you know, I'm young too. I'm barely older than you. I'm like 3 years older than you. What I do is I just remind myself of the feeling I get when I'm done talking to them. Did I feel good after? No. Do I feel like shit? Yes. Do I feel like a little kid all over again? Yes. Like, what? Why was the point of that? Like, I don't want to be around you. Does that mean, like, I don't want to be around you? Like, I would just literally have to go through the steps with myself and be like, bro, is this worth it? But you definitely have to, they always say in all the little strategy books, the little Manosphere boys read. Ladies, definitely go read. And this is, it's funny because this is like within itself. Get well versed on your enemy. Research your enemy type shit. That's the reason why I know the Manosphere books. Yeah, so I know you may not view your mom as an enemy, but if you keep your mother in your life and you bring a child into this world, that lady will be an enemy to you, I guarantee, because your child gonna be at risk. So I'm gonna need you to do some research on the enemy. I'm gonna need you to know how your mom thinks, how people like her think and quirk and move. So then maybe in the future, like the way future, you can be cordial, but you just don't have the tools in your tool belt yet, you know? Heather says, pretty Indian lady you talking about is Dr. Ramani. Yes, thank you. That's her name. I don't know why I thought her name was Sandra. Yes, Dr. Ramani on YouTube. She is very, very good. You know how people like to say about the little Lori Harvey when I was picking on Lori Harvey for basically just being a Gen Z body checker, that like a YouTube tabloid. But anyway, people are like, well, you don't get it. We're too poor to afford plastic surgery. And I'm like, Jan, you're 35. You're well aware that Kim Kardashian had plastic surgery. But no, I understand when it comes to her, though, Dr. Ramani, because she actually does give you free stuff. She goes by the book. It is free. Like, I would never knock anyone for getting advice from a licensed person when they're offering free courses, free video. Like, you get what I'm saying? But if you're a friend of a friend of a friend, like, can I speak on that real quick? The Lori Harvey thing. Is it just me, or would it help more? Would it help more for an IG baddie to come out and say, hey guys, this is my real body, versus a celebrity who we know has money, we know has resources, we know has personal trainers, we know has them doing it? Like, I'm sorry. I just think that shit is such a cash grab. Like, girl, just say that you want to talk about who's skinny and who's fat and call it a day. Like, be real. That's what you're doing. I don't know. I just got that comment on my page today, and I'm just like, I feel so much more like authentic, or like, damn, you know, I'm just like the everyday girl when I see that Instagram baddie, that internet ass girl come forward and be like, yeah, you know, by the way, this is fake, but hey, I'm about to put that shit on in the next picture anyway, but I just want y'all to know that's fake. I feel like that helps more than Kim Kardashian. Oh my God, I don't even sweat. Like, meanwhile, you have Botox. That's why you don't sweat. And we all know that because we're adults. Like, I'm sorry. I was getting a little riled up. But, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about doing a Lori Harvey video, but I feel like I've already poked the side of YouTube enough with that Miasaurus shit. So I was like, I'm just going to chill. But yeah, I am very, very happy for you, sis. I am so happy for how far you've come and how much you have accomplished. You have gone through hell and back. And you know what? I don't think you need to keep going back for your mama. I don't think you should. She's grown, and I know she has her mental health, and that's what makes you feel a little bit guilty. But you have to choose you. Because if you wouldn't want her around your child, then that's not good enough for you. You deserve more, and your life is showing you that you deserve abundance in every single way. This lady tried to break you down from before you even were told that you were beautiful by the world. This lady tried to make sure that you wasn't shit, and I'm sorry. And and that's why I say I'm only 3 years older than you, so I know maybe I got my own shit to go through, but I can't let that go, bro. You was pimping me out at 17. I can't let that go. I'm only 20. I can't let it go. Like, forgiveness is acceptance. For real, for real. And I just can't accept the fact that you had me selling my, like, nah, bro. Shout out to Girl Groups Deserve More for the other donation. They said, I'm going to let the grown folks handle the rest of this combo. I'm going to take my little nappy nap. Thank you, Naj, for another amazing Tribe Tea. Well, thank you so much for stopping by again. I always appreciate seeing you here. I love when y'all have these unique names on here. Girl Groups Deserve More. I like that one. I like the My Back Hurt. My Back Hurt's one of my favorites. I like Push and Please. Push and Please is funny. I love y'all little names. But yeah, I feel like your mom needs to be put on medication. And then when she's medicated, if she wants to talk to you, maybe go into a therapy session with your therapist, you know. I mean, that's up to you. But honestly, if she's not willing to be medicated, and I know a lot of y'all can agree, because I'm at that point in my life with a few family members. If you're not medicated, I'm not fucking talking to you. And that's not me saying like, oh, you have to go to Big Pharma and do all this stuff. No, it's me admitting that there's levels to this mental health stuff. There's levels to your brain fractioning after trauma. I can admit that. And some people need extra help than others, and there is nothing wrong with that. And I'm also aware that society kind of like shames people for wanting meds, so there's that aspect also. But for my safety, I can't be around. No, I can't. So I would just stick with that rule of thumb. If you're not medicated, we're not talking. And at this rate, your mom doesn't even know that you know she's medicated, because the only thing that you guys have bonded over was having an abusive boyfriend. So that's why I feel like it's a little too early. I know you're ready to be a mom. There's some things to unpack. There's some things to unpack. Because that matriarchal ancestry, like, there's some things to unpack. And this was sent to me a minute ago. If you already done had your baby and you have a girl, there's some things to unpack. Because that baby is either coming in this world to teach you a lesson or coming in this world to get pampered the way that you never did. And I hope you're excited for that. I hope you're excited for that, because I really do see good things in your future. You just seem too prosperous to me. Oh my gosh, is this your mommy? Oh my God, your mom is so pretty. Like, island gal pretty. Oh my God, your mom is gorgeous. She looks like one of those 80s like black Revlon model. But good in good old Caribbean fashion, your mom is the same color as all you and your siblings. Like, you are like, bro, why is the hatred? And then your mama got on a wig, like over here talking about people's hair. And you are so adorable. You look so cute. This is your sister. Aw, you guys look alike. Oh, snap. We got an update. Hold on. We got an update. Update. Some of my close family and I are working on getting my mother into a home to help her manage her illness and get her under a conservatorship. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I am talking about. Because you know what? We be telling y'all this is what's gonna happen to y'all when y'all keep doing us like this, bro. This new generation, like younger millennials, older Gen Z, like, we're done with y'all, bro. Shit, even like the majority of like, we're done, bro. Like, if you're not gonna let us prosper, bro, this is where you about to be. Oh my God. As far as I go, I've gained more clarity and I'm continuing to work towards my goals. And then she gave me another update like 10 days after she told me that. She said, hey, Naja, another update. My mother does not want the help. And that's all it comes down to every time. And that's why I said my rule of thumb is, if you are somebody who is like real deal psych for real, and I love you, I can't talk to you until you medicate it because of shit like this. The mama said, I don't want help. My aunt offered to move her in with her because she lives in another state, and the shelter kicked my mom out since the limitations for staying there has succeeded. So at this point, your mom has fully like really leaned into her mental illness to the point where she's homeless. This is really sad. My aunt has medical training and 2 degrees specializing in this. Her job also has benefits my mom can take advantage of, which my aunt, her sister, made her aware of, and she never responded back. It's been about 2 months since this conversation was had with them, and we have not heard back since. This is so sad. I feel so bad for you, bro. Because I know you're keeping in contact with your aunt to keep in contact with your mom. But it's like at this point, I'm going to need you to be like, Auntie, I really need you to like handle this. Because I can't. Like, what? Because that conservatorship would really help out. You could make sure she's in a place where she needs to be, make sure her money is getting taken care of, make sure she's taking her medications every time, like with normal people, not celebrities and shit. A conservatorship will help. Like, this lady is just really satisfied living in the streets. And I know in her brain, she's like, oh, my whole family just threw me out here. And it's like, no, people are trying to help you. Unfortunately, y'all, her aunt might have to snatch her up off the street, 5150 her or something, but I don't know, depending on where you live. But again, like I said, I just know good things are in store for you because that is just so much. But you cannot help somebody that does not want to help themselves. I would still read up on your mom's illnesses and stuff, do all the advice that we all gave before. But it's more imperative that you keep your distance now because she has shown she doesn't want to help. It's been some time since you sent me this, so I'm hoping that, you know, more positive things have happened in your life, regardless of what the hell's going on with her. It's time for you to live your life, okay? Jeez, man, that's so sad. I never wish that. That is the worst thing that could happen to you is losing your freaking mind. That is the most precious thing. That is the most precious thing, and that's why I got so, you know, passionate about the whole, like, Meosaurus drugs stuff, because it's like, your mind is so precious. Your mind is so precious. Like, and to lose your freaking sanity, man. Man. And yeah, Darian in the chat said, you do not need their permission to 5150. And that's what I'm saying, but it's going to be hard to find her because now she in the street. So, but y'all, please, if you guys have any stories, send them to this email above. Thank you to every single person, all 3 of you that sent me in your stories. I'm wishing you all healing in the future with you and your parents and your parental relationship. Hopefully, if you guys are parents yourselves, you guys have better relationships with your children, or you could seek the little things that you're doing that your parents did that maybe you can nip in the ass, you know, before your kids grow up and realize it. But yeah, if you guys want your story on my channel, all you guys have to do is email me at TRIBETEA@shopvoodoochild.com. Okay, there are rules. It's in the description below. There are some things you can do, some things you can't do. It'll all be down there. All of my links, all my social medias, all that shit's down there too. I saw someone ask for my Instagram. It is in the description as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say. Thank you guys for this again, for coming up in here. Make sure you guys go and watch my Jeanette McCurdy video. That's what even inspired this topic in the first place, because like it just didn't feel right on my spirit just moving on talking from that type of topic, because I am passionate about children and like preventing abuse of children and stuff like that. And you know, abusive children grow up to be adults at some point, and we have to handle that shit mentally or before it shows up physically, and like it's just a lot, you know. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. Again, if you get a chance, make sure you go to shopvoodoochild.com and order a calendar. I saw 2 of you guys ordered it while I was on stream. I appreciate you so much. And if you guys want to follow me like on TikTok and all that crap, I'm on there too. It's all up in there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have happy healing. Leave some advice in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Peace. Peace.